Well, this was an interesting first round. What is up, Finn fans? Yes, if you could tell by my voice, and if you were at the live stream today, I'm just getting over being sick. You already know if you watch the other videos. Baby, my wife was sick. I was taking care of them. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Well, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I was sick. Just getting it over it. I don't feel as bad as I sound, but I appreciate all you guys that were at the live stream earlier today. So I'm going to kind of recap round one, and then we're going to kind of talk about who's still available. And then I'm going to give you names that tomorrow I will be live. Draft starts at 7. I'll be live around 6:45. I have to put the baby to sleep first. We're going to sit and we're going to wait. And we're like the third to last pick in the third round. Like, we're going to be watching most of the draft waiting for our pick. But there's some names that I'm going to be watching and hoping they fall to Miami at pick 102. But let's jump into this and let's talk about some of the things that happened before we get into who's still available, right? So there were some trades. There were some trades moving up and down, throughout the draft. Some were big, some were all right. Like, I'm trying to find the one that was like New Orleans moving up with Washington, took Chris Olave. I feel like he wasn't the best receiver on the board when they moved up and took him. I also thought when they moved up they were going to take a quarterback because they went from 16 to 11. They took a wide receiver there. But some other moves, right? The Tennessee Titans traded A.J. Brown to the Eagles. So they moved up to, my brain is not what, to 18, right? They move up to 18 with the Eagles, give them A.J. Brown, and they take Treylon Burks. Good pick, kind of A.J. Brown-esque. Then Marquise Brown, another Brown from the Baltimore Ravens, gets traded to the Arizona Cardinals. So essentially, the Ravens get pick 25. And there they take center Tyler Linderbaum. Fantastic pick. If he fell out at first, I was hoping the Dolphins were going to trade up and take him. But then Lamar Jackson's reaction to it on Twitter was essentially WTF. I'll pop it up. He was not happy that they traded away a wide receiver to take a center, the guy who's going to protect him. Not happy about that. It seems like there's a lot going on in Baltimore with that quarterback situation that's not good. The other trade that I thought was, what? Like, I didn't. So the Detroit Lions with the second pick took Aiden Hutchinson. Good pick there. Then they traded all the way from 32 that they got in the trade with the Rams for Stafford to 12. They jumped 20 spots, right, to 12. So you're thinking to yourself, quarterback or like the top player on the board has to be there because, wide receiver Drake London was the first wide receiver taken to Atlanta. Then you had Garrett Wilson going to the Jets, and then Chris Olave going to the Saints. So at this point, there was a run at wide receivers. They go from 32 to 12, and they take Jameson Williams, who's coming off an ACL tear. They didn't give up much, though. I will say they didn't give up much. I think they gave up 32, 33, and a fourth. Like, they only gave up 3 picks to jump 20 spots with the Vikings. 20 spots. They didn't give up much for it. And they took Jameson Williams. If Jameson Williams can come back from his injury and play as well as he has, then it's a good move, but you jump 20 spots to take an injured wide receiver. So that's the other thing that was interesting. Also, first pick, defensive end. Second pick, defensive end. Third pick, defensive back. Fourth pick, defensive back. Fifth pick, defensive end. 5 of the first 5 picks were defensive players. A quarterback, which was Kenny Pickett, was taken 20th overall to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Not since 1997 has a quarterback not been taken in the first 19 picks. 1997. That's absolutely crazy. There's two teams that I want to talk about that I stood out to me that did really well. One of them being the New York Giants. I think they did fantastic. Kevin Thibodeau. I think he's going to be an great edge rusher for them in New York. And then taking Evan Neal. You know, the Carolina Panthers went with Ike Ekwonu. Good pick there. Giants instantly put their card in. I bet you they were like, oh crap, they didn't take Evan Neal. Go with Evan Neal. The other team that I want to give him a little of this. Give him a little this. And it's I take my unbiased, I'll be unbiased here. New York Jets. New York Jets. Right? Houston Texans on the board at number 3. They take Derek Stingley Jr., not even the best corner in the board. You're taking him 3rd overall. Jets were like, all right. And they take Sauce Gardner. Then with their next pick, they take Garrett Wilson, good wide receiver, to help out their guy. And then they trade back into the first to the 26th overall pick because Jermaine Johnson kept falling for some reason. And they take Jermaine Johnson. So their first 3 picks, they get Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, and Jermaine Johnson coming back into the 26th overall pick. Not bad. You got to hope that you hit on them, especially Jermaine Johnson. He fell, so hopefully he can play as well as he did at Florida State. So between those two guys, those two teams, Jets and Giants, New York did actually really well. Buffalo, on the other hand, Kareem Elm, cornerback. And then the New England Patriots, Cole Strange. What? That was the Dolphins pick. San Fran traded to Miami. Miami traded to Kansas City. And then Kansas City traded up. And New England had the 29th overall pick and took Cole Strange. Whereas the Kansas City Chiefs took Trent McDuffie. I wonder if he's related to OJ. Cole Strange, guard. He'll probably make it work, but that's the tidbits I got for you from the first day of the draft. Now I'm going to talk about best players available. Now, Nakobe Dean still available. Now, do I expect him to fall to Miami to 102? Hell no. He'll probably be the first 3 players taken. And if he keeps falling, maybe Miami trades up for him. He's a very good inside linebacker that Dolphins could definitely use. Possibility to trade up to get Nakobe Dean. Is he that good? Is he that much? Well, this is what NFL.com says. Dean is undersized linebacker with exceptional, not cutting that out, instincts and playmaking ability. Against the run, he is quick to read, flow, fills the tackles. He's 2 steps ahead of every on the field because of his combination of knowledge, vision, and instinct. He's at excellent speed and range. He's firm, chest up tackler with a high batting average in space. So, do the Dolphins, if he keeps falling to Nakobe Dean for whatever reason, if all of a sudden it's the middle of the second, do you throw your hat in there, try to make a trade into the second to get him? Is he that good of a player, right? Malik Willis is still available. There's only 1 quarterback taken in the first round, which is odd. Breece Hall. I expected Breece Hall. I expected Kenneth Walker to be taken in the second round. Those are still guys that are still available. You have Bo Mephi, Minnesota edge there. Andrew Booth, cornerback out of Clemson, still available. Kyler Gordon, another cornerback out of Washington. Travis Jones, defensive tackle out of Connecticut. Christian Harris, linebacker, Alabama. Now, there's a lot of guys that I'm going to essentially tomorrow, right? Like I said, we're not picking till 102. So a lot of what we're going to do tomorrow is either see if the Dolphins will like a player that's falling and say, screw it. Let's throw a next year's 3rd in there and see if we can move up, or a next year's 2nd in there and see if we can move up and take the guy we want. Because, again, if Dean keeps falling, I don't see why you don't try. See if you get someone to make a move there. But there's like Troy Anderson, right? If Troy Anderson's there at the beginning of the 3rd, will you pull that trigger? Because I don't know if he's going to. A lot of the guys I want, Troy Anderson and Leo Chanel, I don't think they're going to be there at 102. Now, Luke Faulkner, I want at center, right? If Luke Faulkner falls and he's there at 102, pull the trigger, go get him. Troy Anderson, Leo Chanel, then there's Channing Lindell. My brain is just not working today. If those guys are there, I'm pulling the trigger on those as well. Chad Muma is another guy, but these all like Chad Muma, Troy Anderson, they're all ranked high. Leo Chanel, these guys are ranked high, so I don't know if they fall to 102. So that's another scenario where if the Dolphins like a potential piece that is starting to become a possibility in the reach of a trade up, do they do it? Do we sit there all night tomorrow and wait till 102, or do they pull the trigger and move up and get the guy that they like? Then there's the case of George Pickens, right? And I'm not saying the Dolphins are going to go get George Pickens. I think wide receivers are like on the bottom of the list that the Dolphins should be really concentrating about with this draft. But the Georgia wide receiver is falling like bad. Like he might be 5th, 4th round pick because of, I'm hearing a lot of off the field issues, a lot of red flags. He's fantastic playing football, but it's when he's not playing football, fighting with his own teammates, fighting with the other team, that is a problem. So he's going to be falling. But again, tomorrow I will be live, probably, again, 15 minutes before the start, 6:45. And a lot of it is either going to be watching the Dolphins going to trade back into the second, or the Dolphins going to trade up, and for who. We're going to just watch and see if the same thing that happened today, where all of a sudden, like, play like Jermaine Johnson just starts falling. Because look at what the Jets did, right? Jermaine Johnson fell all the way to 26. They said, screw it, and traded into the first round, took him. Is that a possibility with the Dolphins? If they do see, you know, Troy Anderson or Leo Chanel, or even Dean falling in the second round, do they say screw it and trade up and take that middle linebacker that, like, Nakobe Dean, I think could be a stud. They're saying a lot of people remind him of Jonathan Vilma. If the Dolphins can move up and get Nakobe Dean, I'm pumped, because then all of a sudden I don't feel as queasy about the linebacking core as I do right now. But comment below, let me know who's still available that piques your interest. Who do you want to fall to 102 realistically? Like Troy Anderson, Leo Chanel. Leo Chanel probably not, but Troy Anderson, Luke Faulkner, I think they could be there at 102. Who do you want at 102? Do you see the Dolphins trading up? All that good stuff. And yes, Deebo Samuel was not traded. Supposedly the Jets offered the 10th, and the 49ers said no. So we'll see what happens with Deebo. But that's what I got for you. It's a late night video. I'm going to get this out to you ASAP. But other than that, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Day 2 and Dolphins first pick. But like usual, stay classy and fins up.